I'm a photographer myself, and when you met famous people, you always wonder how should you meet them. Did you have an opening line that you knew was working well?
Do you know, the very first job I had on a newspaper, I was employed at 20 to photograph. This paper thought youth was going to come, and they were dead right. And I got sent down to recording studios in London to photograph this group. So I go down there, and it's the Beatles recording Please Please Me. And that was the start of my career. And from then on, I started at the top, and I never looked back. But I mean, I have met wonderful people, but you know, they're as professional as you are, you know, when you're working, and you get equal respect. I mean, you wouldn't be with Frank Sinatra if you couldn't take a picture. You know, you wouldn't last 2 minutes.
No. But did you have one secret line that you know always was working?
No. I don't ask me how I did it. I mean,
I'm curious.
I used to work on films a lot, and I met Ava Gardner, and I said, I've got a chance to photograph your ex-husband, Frank Sinatra, in a film. This was in 1967. And she said, I'll write you a letter. She wrote me a letter. I walked on the set, gave him the picture. He said, right, you're with me. And I was for the next 30 years off and on. And that's when I got that great picture with the bodyguards.
Absolutely.
That's the first sight of him I ever saw.
Yeah.
And
I see. That was the first image you had of him?
Yes. When he came round, I thought, I've got to take this picture, and I took it. I handed him the letter, and he said,
this is the image.
Yes, and he said, right, you're with me, and then he totally ignored me for 3 weeks, but he taught me the greatest lesson of photography. I could go anywhere with him. He just totally ignored me, and I realized that's the secret of getting intimate portraiture. And I've got a lot to thank him for, because that was the greatest lesson ever learned.
This is really a famous, probably one of the most famous celebrity pictures in the world, actually. It's a simple picture in a way.
Yes.
What is it that makes it so special, you think?
Well, I mean, it's reportage, isn't it, at its best? It's that you couldn't get... See those two girls down the side? 4 years ago, I did a show in New York of Sinatra, right? Those two girls came up from, this was taken in Miami at the Fontainebleau Hotel. Absolutely. And these two girls came to the show, and they were 42, and they brought a picture each. They couldn't believe that they saw it. But I mean, that's how life was. That's the type of work I did.
Yeah. Who is the other guys around? Well, are they bodyguards or?
Yeah, there's the two guys in shirts are bodyguards. That's his stand-in in the movie, and the guy behind him was his head of security. Who was, I mean, that was his main minder. But he was an ex-New York cop. I mean, like the Queen, for example. I mean, I made her laugh. I told her a horse racing joke. She loves horse racing jokes, so I told her. But you know, that was a great honor for me to do the Queen.
Did you prepare yourself in that sense that you have an
well, when I got the assignment, I thought they ring you up, or they write you a letter saying, can you be at Sandringham at 3 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon or something. So, and all I thought about was everything that could go wrong. And when I walked in, I realized she's so used to posing for people and that type of thing that she just opened up every door.
Do you get nervous before an assignment?
Yeah, that one I was.
Yeah, okay.
But most of them I really look forward to. I mean, that shot of Faye Dunaway, that was to do with, she won the Oscar. And I always hate, you know, when you see the Oscar holding up the Oscars, that's the only picture you ever see. But I'd seen people win the Oscars, and I knew that next day, that's when the penny drops. And they'd say she was earning $200,000, she was getting $2 million, and she got every top film going. So I wanted to capture that in a moment, so I did that, and it's become one of the most famous Hollywood pictures of all time.
Absolutely. And it helped that she was your girlfriend, right?
No. After that.
Afterwards? After the picture, she became your girlfriend?
Unfortunately, yes. I mean, Audrey Hepburn, she was a fabulous woman.
Yes.
You couldn't take a bad picture of her.
No.
You just couldn't. It was weird.
Yeah.
And she was so professional and so nice. I wish I'd worked more with her.
Yeah.
But she was stunning,
Yeah.
Brigitte Bardot. But she was always in love with somebody every time I
I see,
photographed her.
okay.
So there was no deal there.
Otherwise you would have
Yes.
gone out with her.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's one thing, you know, when you see images of famous people, they don't really look that good always
No.
in private.
Well, I wouldn't say that. No, most of them are pretty much like they are.
Yeah.
I mean, there are certain people who photograph better than
Yes,
they look.
absolutely.
But it's the way the light falls on their face. They've just got certain bone structure, and it's very photogenic.
Yeah. You know, this is a very special Brigitte Bardot picture.
Yes.
Did you actually set it up one way or another?
No. I was standing there, and I was on the last. She was just about to do a scene, and I was on the last frame of a roll of 35mm, and I thought, shall I take this picture? And the wind blew, and I took it, and it turned out to be one of the best pictures I've ever done.
Yeah.
And it's really, my aim with that picture is to get it on an Air France jet, on the tailplane, and get them to call the plane Brigitte. I mean, that's what one of my aims is to pull off in life.
You see, if we're looking at, I think there are 3 pictures of yours that are more famous than the others. The Frank Sinatra picture, the Faye Dunaway picture, and this image.
Yes.
They are the 3 most famous ones, would you say?
Yes, I would say, yes.
What do you think, if you look back at your career, what was your secret? What made you one of the most famous celebrity photographers? You must have had a trick or something.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
Do you know what? From the age when I was 20 or 22 when I started, or 20 when I started, but 22 before I got anywhere. And I've just worked hard every single day, and it's only when I stopped about 10 years ago and I look back at my archive did I realize what a great job I'd done. But you know, every day was a different job, and I was always trying to get better and better every day. And I'm never satisfied. I mean, I hate cameras, believe it or not. And